Welcome to the second in the series of Chef Jeff's Street Cuisine. It's a pretty wild and windy afternoon, so we've moved our operations round the back of Bill and Ben's scrapyard. And today we're going to cook for you something which is a take on your normal takeaways that you can get, from Just Eat and places like that. And we're going to do some Dorito dusted crispy fried chicken with a salad in some pita bread and something called Swedish chips. And the reason we're calling it Swedish chips is because we're going to use Scotland's favourite root vegetable to make our chips, which is a swede. Now, this has been in the back of the veg rack for quite some time, so as you can see it's started to sprout, but it'll be okay. It's still quite firm and will taste delicious. However, what I'm going to do is chop this bit off that's sprouting, and then I'm going to stick that in a tub full of compost, and hopefully we might be able to grow something. You never know. So before we go any further, I'm just going to get my chopper out. As you can see, I've attached my chopping board to the top of a Black & Decker workmate, and the reason that we've done this is because you don't want anything slipping when you're chopping these bad boys, and you need to make sure that your knife is very, very sharp indeed, because what we're going to do is, see that'd happen to your arm if you weren't careful. Just trim these edges off. There we go. That's lovely. And then we're going to make some chips. I lost some there. So the next stage of the process is to start to cook these chips, and what I'm going to do is put some oil in a pan. It's cold oil, add the chips, and what we're going to do is actually start them off cold. You could put them in a bit of, blanch them in a bit of boiling water if you wanted, but this way you retain more of the nutrients, right? And it's just a case of lighting the gas and away we go. Okay, while they're warming up, I'm going to make a little bit of salad to go with the chicken, and for that I've got some fairly simple ingredients. Got some peppers, some little gem lettuce, a bit of leftover cucumber, and a few tomatoes. And that's all you need, because you've got the chicken, you've got your chips, you're going to have your pita bread to go with it, and also a special little creamy mayonnaise type dip to go with it. Okay. While the chips are bubbling away nicely, I'm going to fine chop this salad greens. Save that for the compost. These are quite, you get a mixture of crispy and crunchy and leafiness. Look at that, that nice. We'll have a yellow pepper. Just like that. Few tomatoes. Pop the top back on the tomatoes, put them away for when we assemble the dish. The chips are bubbling away quite nicely. They've softened in the middle, they're just starting to turn brown, so what I'm going to do now is take them out and put them in a bowl with some kitchen paper just to drain them off, and then we'll reheat them just before we serve up. I'm now going to make a quick dressing out of some back of the cupboard stuff. Got some green chilli sauce there. This stuff is absolutely lethal, so use it very, very sparingly. We've got some salad cream. Oh, there we go. Everyone's favourite. We've also got some garlic paste as well. So first of all, get some salad cream. Good squirt of that. Garlic paste. Oh, go on. Put a bit more in. Yeah. That's enough. If you put any more in than that, you're going to have trouble. That's it. I'm just going to try some of this to see if it's alright. Oh, that'll sort you out. You see how windy it is? Stuff being blown all over the place. Right, it's time to prep the chicken, and for this I've put my chopper away and I'm going to use a Japanese Santoku knife. Actually, it's not Japanese, it was made in Sheffield. So, I'm going to take a chicken fillet and just take some of the moisture off it, because it's been in plastic packaging, so it can get a bit slimy sometimes. And I'm just going to trim off these little bits here. There's a little bit there. I'm going to take that off. Put that in the bin. And then there's a natural break there, which we can take off. That's one piece. That's another piece, and then this, because it's a fat bit, we'll just take that off as well. This, because it's a fat bit, this is where you need to be careful, is just slice it down the middle, like that, and then you've got 4 pieces from one fillet. And I'm going to do that with the whole pack before we move on to the next stage. So that's all your chicken prepped, nice bite-sized chunks, and ready to go. Okay, we've cleaned everything down because we're dealing with raw chicken, so all the boards and everything have been disinfected and squirted with antibac and properly washed and cleaned down. And now what we're going to do is prep the coating for the chicken, and to do that we need some flour and we need to beat some eggs. And the magic ingredient, tangy Doritos. And this is my my mortar. I actually lost the pestle quite some time ago, so what I've got is a lump of granite that I found on a beach in the Outer Hebrides, and I'm going to use this to grind up the Doritos. You can do this in a food processor, but it's not as much fun. There we go. That gives us some really nice, coarse Dorito crunchy bits. Actually, this is a fossilised haggis. So the next stage of the process, before we get blown away, is to put the chips back on, and they can be cooking and browning off while we do the chicken. It's chicken, the flour, the egg, the Doritos. Just need to cook them off until they're golden brown on both sides. So the chips are starting to brown quite nicely now. Just have a quick. Yeah, they're looking, oops, they're looking good. You can tell they're nearly done when they start to float. Best way to do it is just get one out and try it. There's the chips and there's the chicken. I'll just move these to the side because what we need to do is just have a look at these. Yeah, they're good. So I've just split a bit of bread. Take some of our salad. Load it well. Make sure we've got bits of everything. Let it cascade out of the side. Pop some of our chicken. A few chips on the side. Then for those who like it, a drizzle of our screaming hot sauce. And there you have it, our take on crispy fried chicken with Swedish chips and salad.